Thank you for tuning in to my channel. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe and follow this channel for more videos. So today, I'm gonna go ahead and take you through how to download SCCM Lab Kit, installing SCCM Lab Kit, updating all computers within the lab network, creating new organizational unit, users, and computers. So let's get started. So if you want to download SCCM on your home lab, all you gotta do is to go to any browser, then we type download SCCM lab kit current version. And then once you hit enter, it will bring you to this page. You select this, and then you pretty much gotta download this zip file. And this is actually a lab guide, for the installation and everything, but you can just pretty much go ahead and hit the download button. I already got it, so I don't need to download it. And once you download it, it's going to give you this and this file, and then all you gotta do is to extract it. Click on this, right click, and extract all. Once you extract it, it's gonna give you these three files, 1, 2, and 3. So to install SCCM, all you gotta do is to click on the setup file and then right click on it, and then you run as administrator. Once you do that, it will install. The installation process will begin, and you just gotta follow through. It's just a simple one, complete installation. Once you are done, it will actually set up your SCCM home lab. But before you get the lab, you need to enable Hyper-V on your Windows computer. So I did posted a previous video about enabling Hyper-V on your computer, and I'll link it and then put it in the description as well. So you can enable Hyper-V on your home lab. So once you download and everything is set up with the SCCM, once the installation is finished, you click on Hyper-V from your home lab. Once you click on Hyper-V, you just run it, open Hyper-V, and this will be the setup that comes with the installation. So here we can see that the installation gave us a gateway server. It also gave us a domain controller server. It gave us this is the SCCM server as well, and it gave us all these client computers. So once the installation is running, you need to just wait for the installation to be over. And how do you know if the installation is over? All these computers will be turned off, and only this and this will be running. It will say running. This will say running too. Then the rest will be off. That way you will know the installation is done. Now let's turn on these computers and see what we got here. So once the installations are done, you can pretty much start all the computers and check out what's going on. So let's connect our gateway. So one thing that I've noticed about this lab is if you don't connect the gateway, all these computers won't have a network running on them. So you need to connect the gateway server, and then once you connect the server, you can connect the rest. So let's do it. Let's connect the gateway. It's loading. Let's connect. You just right click to connect that domain controller. Let's connect SCCM. Let's connect our SCCM server as well. And then let's just connect one of the client computers. But what you got to do once you set it up, you just got to make sure that you connect all these computers, turn them on, and then what you got to do is to go to, you have to update the Windows on all these computers. Because yeah, once you do that, it doesn't come with the updated versions of Windows drivers. So what you got to do is to just, once you get it done, you just log into all those computers and update them. So let's just log into the, let me actually log into the domain, the gateway server first. And the password for these computers is just password with a capital P and then at SSW0RD password, and then it stays the same for all these computers. Capital P @ SSWORD. There you go. And then let's log into our SCCM server as well. Alright, so what you gotta do is once you are able to log into these computers, all you gotta do is to make sure you update them. Make sure you just update them. All you gotta do is to see, I think I got some updates. So all you gotta do is to, check for updates. And then once you got updates, you just need to update them. But once you install them for the first time, you're gonna get a lot of updates, which is probably gonna take some time. So just slowly go through all of them and update all the computers on your network. So this is our domain controller, and as you can see, let me show you this real quick. As you can see, the network is working, it's connected. If you don't connect the gateway server, the network on the other computers will not work. So you need to connect them. As you can see, I do have updates on all of them. So pretty much you just need to install all those updates. And this is my gateway. I'm gonna go ahead and check if I have any updates. And then once you're able to install all the updates, you can begin. If you want to configure it, fine. If you want to set up a remote desktop for all these computers, you can go ahead and do that as well. So yeah, install updates, and everything should be working. You are up to date. So this is my domain controller computer, and so this computer actually comes with a domain because a lab. I think Microsoft uses this for just for training purposes. They already configured a lab, configured a domain controller and everything. So let's just see if we can. As you can see, I do already have my domain controller, computers and everything set up. Yeah, so you're gonna get this domain, you know, you're gonna get this once you set up the computer. But to show you, let's just go to file server manager. I'm sorry. And then once you open it up, you already have everything set up here for you just for training purposes. And this actually lasts, I think it lasts for 6 months. So, you can pretty much use this for a lot of trainings and a lot of work, just to get used to, you know, get used to Windows Server, get used to SCCM, get used to Active Directory. So yeah, we do already have Active Directory domain, and we already also do have Active Directory users and computers already set up on this server for you. It's pre-set up for you. You cannot change the domain because this is just for lab and training purposes. So let me just hop into my Active Directory. So this is my domain. I've got a bunch of few users on here. I got my users, and I got my OU here, and I got these computers on my lab. So if I want to create a computer, I can just just once I come into my domain, I drop down the menu, click on computers, right click in here, and then I can create a computer as well. I do not need to create a computer because I have a lot of them already on my, just for learning purposes. You give it a name, computer name, and then you can move forward from here. So let's go forward and see if we can create an organizational unit. So once we click on this, we can right click on our domain, and then go to new, and then from new we can create an organizational unit. So let's just say we want to create this organizational unit and call it IT support, or let's just say IT service desk. Okay, so as you can see, I've already created my organizational unit, and everybody here, I'm gonna go ahead and create users and put them in the IT service desk. So everybody here will pretty much be part of the IT service desk group. I can just right click it, or I can just I can just right click it and then go to new, and then I can just create a user for that organizational unit I just created. So let's just say we do have a new employee who is called Susan. Susan's last name will be Sap. So we do have Susan Sap, a new employee. So Susan Sap, and then we give Susan a username. So let's just say Susan Sap. So Susan's username is going to be Susan Sap at our domain. And then we hit next. Since this is going to be a lab work and just for training, we are gonna select password never expires. But then if this is a work environment, you have to select user must change password at next logon. This means that once Suzanne gets her work computer or get into any of the work computers, Suzanne can log in with a temporary password. And once Suzanne logs in, she must change her password. So let's hit, but because this is just for a lot of purposes, I'll just hit never expires. Let's click. So let's give Suzanne a password. And then next, and then Susan's username within our domain, and then Susan's password never expires. We hit finish, and we are done. Now, once we click on our IT service desk, we can see Susan here. Now, once we double click, we can see the properties within Susan's account. This is the general Susan. Sometimes if you're in a organizational, flow, or if you have certain kind of companies, they might require you to, fill out all these sections. Some companies don't really care about that. So yeah, it depends on how your organization is set up. Now we can add Susan's address. This is Susan's account. And most times when you are in a work environment, you get users or employees call you that their account is locked. Once you get into the properties, you can just unlock the account from here. And I'm gonna show you what you can do. So let's say a customer called you and says, "Oh, hey, my name is blah blah blah. I'm from the account department, and I can't get into my account." So what you gotta do is once you get into your domain, you right click your domain, and then you hit find. And then once you hit find, you put Susan's username here, and then you find Susan. Now we can see Susan popped up here. We can double click Susan's account, and we go to Susan's account, and we want to make sure and verify that indeed Susan's account is locked. If it's locked, there will be a check mark here, and then you can just uncheck here account lock to unlock Susan's account. Now sometimes some users may say, well, my account is disabled. Now the same procedure, you find Susan. Once you find Susan, you double click on Susan's account, and then you go to account. You can come down here and see if Susan's account is indeed disabled or not. And if it is, there will be a check mark here. And the environment that I worked in, you are not allowed to enable users account. You can only do so if you do have the permissions and the rights to do so. So never enable anybody's account unless you do have the necessary permissions to do so. So we can see from here we can see the groups that Susan is part of. You can see Susan is part of our domain, and that's all Susan is part of. Later on in my next videos, I'm gonna go ahead and add Susan to other groups within the organization, so Susan will be able to have other permissions to do a lot of things within our network. So that's about creating user, creating an organizational unit within home lab. So with my next videos, I'll be taking you through how to configure firewalls within our domain and how to configure group policy objects within our domain. So for today, we have been able to download SCCM Lab Kit, install SCCM Lab Kit, updating all our computers, and creating new users, possibly creating computers and creating an organizational unit. So my upcoming videos will be on SCCM and basically sysadmin stuff. I also do have upcoming videos on risk management framework and the 20 family controls. I have videos on IT service techs as well. So just stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and follow for more. Thank you for watching this video and have a good one.